The Vaporesso Attitude Starter Kit. How's it going, everybody? This is Andy with AspenValleyVapes.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Vaporesso Attitude Starter Kit. Now, this starter kit does include the Attitude mod, and it does include the ESTOC tank, which we did cover last week. So like always, we're going to run through the basics of this starter kit, then we're going to dive in, take a close-up look at it, see what it comes with, see some of the features of this mod, and then we're going to bring it back up top, have a vape on it, and then go over some pros and cons. Starting off with the basics though, it is a single 18650 mod. It does not come with a battery. You will have to pick up a single 18650 battery to put inside of here. It is an 80-watt mod, and it does have temperature control for nickel, titanium, stainless steel, and it does have TCR as well. And it also has the power up feature where you can set your wattage by increments, so you could go say 40 watts, then it's going to drop down automatically to 10 watts, 40 watts, 10 watts, 15 watts. And we're going to take a look at that mode in the close-up. That mode is coming in on a lot of mods these days, and we're going to take a look at it on this Vaporesso Attitude. In addition to those features, this is using the Vaporesso Omni board, and the Omni mode does have a smart detection feature. So when you screw on a tank on here, it's going to read the resistance of the coil. It's going to ask you if it's a new coil or not. You're going to say yes, it is a new coil, and then it's automatically going to detect the best wattage for whatever coil you are using inside of your tank. That is one of the nice features about this Omni board on Vaporesso products. We will take a quick look at that too in the close-up as well here in a second. The tank that comes with this is the ESTOC tank, like I mentioned earlier. With this glass tube that's pre-installed on here, it does have a 2 mil e-liquid capacity, but this starter kit right here does come with an attachment that will allow you to bump the e-liquid capacity up to 4 milliliters if you would like. So you can keep the 2 mil on here, have the lower profile, or if you prefer the larger e-liquid capacity, you can pop on the attachment in here to make this a 4 mil tank, and then you'll have the additional 2 milliliters of e-liquid. The coil that comes pre-installed is a 0.5 ohm coil, and then this starter kit also comes with a 0.4 ohm coil as well. That's going to wrap it up for the basics though. Let's dive in and take a close-up look at this guy. Alright, here we have the packaging on the Vaporesso Attitude Kit. Flip it over, we'll tell you a little bit about it. It does have this little flip book style packaging. Pull this out here. Open this side up, you will have the Attitude mod, you'll have the ESTOC tank, and you'll have the replacement glass and the attachment that will make this tank a 4 milliliter tank if you do want to. Very cool that they included it. When you pop this tank out of the box, it's going to have a 2 mil capacity, but if you use this replacement glass and this attachment piece, it's going to bump the e-liquid capacity up to 4 milliliters. Open up the other side, you'll get a nice micro USB cable, high quality cable here. You get that Vaporesso pamphlet. It comes with a little insert about the C cells, a warning card, a Vaporesso warranty card that will give you information about the warranty, all of that good stuff. And then you'll get a user manual on the Attitude Kit. Breaks it down, as you can see here, very in depth. Gives you a little bit about using the device, some of the functions, some of the shortcuts, all that good stuff. You also get a 0.4 ohm replacement coil for the ESTOC tank, and you also get a gray vape band. The one that comes on here is the red one right here that sits on top. You can take it off if you want, but then you'll also get this gray one right here if you want to swap it out. Alrighty, here we have the actual Attitude Starter Kit, single 18650 mod. It does have some magnetic battery covers on the back. It does clip into place. There is a little bit of give when you push it back and forth, as you can see and probably hear that right there. It's not that big of a deal. There is no battery rattle when you do shake it, but it is something that I noticed here. You have some bending holes on the bottom there. You have a micro USB port for firmware updates and charging. And then you have the OLED display right here. On the side of the mod, you can see there's a button right here. That is the mode to switch between nickel, titanium, wattage mode, all of that good stuff. They kept it separate from the main navigation right here. So you can see the main navigation right here, plus and minus buttons, obviously your fire button. One thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is how it's raised up right here on the bottom. It makes this plus and minus a little bit hard to push. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just something that I would rather see not on there. So like I said, navigating the menu system, hold down that side button. You see nickel, stainless steel, titanium, memory 1, memory 2, memory 3, bypass, and wattage. So when you have it in your standard wattage mode right here, if you want to mess with the power curve option, 1, 2, 3, click that 3 times on the mode, hold it when you get on the CCW, and here you can see the power curve, which you can change it, customize it however you would like. You can have it start anywhere up to 80, mess around with it from there. You can see this one I made a little bit ago. Not really anything specific, I just wanted to show you guys the ability of it. When you're on the main home screen, after you exit that mode, you're gonna see this display right here, and this is your power curve. And it will display when you're firing. You can see, boom, it's going up and down a little bit there. It is pretty cool. It's something you can mess around with and you can play with, customize it to your own personal preference. For me though, I keep it in the standard wattage mode. On the actual screen, you can see your battery indicator on the left, resistance of the coil, voltage, and then your current wattage, and then you have this little S right here for smart mode, which is take off your tank, goes down to 5 watts, screw it back in there. You will see it's asking me for new load, yes. automatically switched it from 5 to 40 watts. Because this is a 0.5 ohm coil in here, it thinks that 40 watts is the best. It's a very nice feature on this Omni board. Just touch on this tank for a quick second here. You can see the adjustable airflow on the bottom there. I did cover this whole tank in its own separate video. You do have the top filling features by screwing this top portion off. You'll see you can fill it up in there nice and easy. Screw that top portion back on and you're ready to go after you have filled it up. If you do want to see more about this tank, you can go ahead and check out the whole video I did on the ESTOC tank, but it is a great tank. I am a big fan of it, especially with the included 4 mil capacity upgrade that comes with this starter kit. That about wraps up the close-up. Let's bring it back up top, have a vape on this guy, and talk about some pros and cons. Alright, now that we got the close-up out of the way, let's go ahead and have a quick vape on it. Right now I've got it at 40 watts with the 0.5 ohm coil pre-installed in here. I've got some of that Chubby Bubble Vapes Bubble Punch in here right now, and it is fantastic. I really like this tank. The airflow is perfect. It's got just the right amount of airflow for my style of vaping. And it is just a good, smooth flavor, no dry hits, nothing, no problems with this tank whatsoever. Let's go ahead and bump it up to 50 real quick and have one more vape. That is just a really good flavor. Like I said, I did cover this tank by itself about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I am a huge fan of this tank. This is a great tank that Vaporesso has put out. And right now it's safe to say that this is one of my top 3 favorite tanks at the time. This thing is awesome. Overall though, I think this is a great starter kit. One of the cons that I mentioned in the close-up, how the device is designed, how it comes out at the bottom there, can make it a little hard to push the up and down buttons. Along with that, and then the battery door is a little loose. It doesn't stay fully secured on there. It doesn't rattle though when you do shake it, but you can move it back and forth. There is a little bit of give in there. Those are my only 2 real cons. The performance of this chip in here, the overall feel of the mod, the size of the mod is great. Vaporesso, it's also firmware updatable. If Vaporesso does find something that they'd like to tweak a little bit, they can push out a firmware update. You can easily update that via the micro USB port. The chip has got all the features you would want, and it also has the ramp up feature. It's also got the smart technology, so when you put a new coil in here, you hit yes on new coil, it's going to detect the best wattage range for you. So you don't have to do any research trying to find out what wattage should I vape this coil on, what's the best. Obviously sometimes it's not going to be 100% accurate because it's just going off the resistance of the coil, but it is a great starting point and you can play with it from there. In terms of the complete starter kit, I think it's a great starter kit, one of my favorite tanks right now, and a great single 18650 mod. I would put it up there with the Aspire NX75 starter kit. That's another one of my favorites at this moment. But overall it's a great single 18650 starter kit because you get a great performing tank and you get a great performing mod all in one. Let's go ahead and have one more quick vape on it. Very good flavor on this tank. That is pretty much going to wrap up this video though. If you have any questions on the Vaporesso Attitude Starter Kit or any vape related questions in general, please leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to get back to you. And if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, and vape on.